Hey y'all, so you know I'm a welder and this is my welder generator. Today I want to build a cover for it. So that's what we're going to do in today's project, so stick around. Hey y'all, so today I got a project. This is my welder and my generator that I use on my truck. So what I want to do is I want to make a cover for it. These come with a cover, but after about 2 weeks they just disintegrate and they're not waterproof. It's basically just a really super lightweight poly canvas. And when people buy them new, they last maybe a month or 2 months. If they buy one used, I know it's not going to come with one. So on my welding channel, these are extremely popular. So what I want to do is make a cover. It's going to be form fitting around it, and the front panel of this will have Velcro down both sides. And I'm also going to put 4 grommets at the bottom so that you can put a bungee cord under it, so while you're driving down the road it doesn't get sucked off. But I think what I want to do is I want to make this out of marine grade vinyl because it'll be waterproof. And the marine grade, there's not a whole lot of difference between marine grade and automotive upholstery grade, other than the marine grade has an extra UV coating to protect it from the sun. And it'll also have on the back side, it'll have a antimicrobial coating on there to help prevent mold and mildew. Other than that, the material's the same. But since this is going to be in the back of people's trucks, getting rained on out in the sun, we're going to go ahead and do the marine grade vinyl. So to do this, we're going to take a notebook, and what I want to do is I want to get the total length of the thing, which is 31 inches, and I'm going to get the width. Make sure that you measure the widest width you've got and then add a little bit. So we're going to go with 23 inches, and then for the sides I've got 24 and a half, well, and 24 and a half. So that's just the measurement of this. Now, you don't have to make this for your welder, but if you got a generator, they're nice to have so that you can put a cover on it when you keep it in your garage so it doesn't get all dirty and dusty and all that. So I've got my measurements, and I'm not going to worry about my seam allowances right now. I'm going to redraw this, adding in my seam allowances, and we'll go from there. Okay, so to start this project, I'm only going to make one, and that's going to be for me. And I'm going to use that to refine and make it better, and hopefully I don't have to remake it, but I will if I need to. So since Joann's closed, the only fabric store we have in town is Hobby Lobby. And I know that they have the marine vinyl that I'm looking for, and I'm just going to use black. And what I'm going to do is I always bring my own tube because I know that those girls up there, what they try to do is fold it up in a little tiny square so it'll fit in a bag, and you get creases and you can't iron out vinyl. So I'm gonna carry this in and let them roll it up on there. But I know that a lot of these welders want these covers because they keep emailing me and asking, where do I get these covers? Well, they don't make them anymore. So, so who knows? I mean, I might have a whole new market for a product. We'll see. Okay, so I've got my vinyl. This is 4 yards. I didn't need that much, but I've got another project that I want to do. But I've got 4 yards of marine vinyl. It's normally $15.99, but it was on sale, 30% off, for $11.19 a yard. That's a pretty good price, and they've got plenty of it. So we'll see what happens. So now I've got to go to Harbor Freight and get a grommet kit, because now that I've cleaned up my shop, I can't find anything. So I know I have a grommet kit somewhere, but I can't put my hands on it, and so I'm just going to go to Harbor Freight and buy a new one. They're only a couple of bucks. So while I'm waiting on traffic to let me out, I just want to remind you that if you learn anything from my little channel, and if you like what I'm doing, and if you want to support me, feel free to go over here in this corner and click on that red heart with a little $sign in it, and you can buy me a cup of coffee. I sure would appreciate it. But make sure that you leave a comment down below and give me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you're not subscribed, because YouTube looks at all this, and that helps my videos get seen by more people. Oh my God, I can't find anything in here. Okay, so after looking over the entire store and bugging them 5 times, I found it right there in front of my eyes. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, I know these sides are cut straight, but this side is not, because it's just up to the girl at fabric store how she cut it. So I need to establish a good square angle, and I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to take my white pencil and just going to make a mark. All right, so that's going to be my good known right angle, and I've got my pieces figured out. My biggest one is 36 inches. That comes to about right there. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to make a mark at 36 inches. Now, top like this, it doesn't have to be for a generator. You know, it can be for your barbecue grill or anything like that. Okay, so here I have my top and my 2 sides, or my top and my 2 sides, or my top and my 2 sides. They're all the same. So I'm going to take these 3 and go ahead and start sewing them together. I'm not ready to do the front yet, because that's going to be a little bit different than the back. I still need to cut the back and the front, but I'm going to go ahead and sew these together because it's hot out here in my shop and I'm ready to get back in some air conditioning. Okay, so this is going to be pretty easy because this is the top and one of the sides, and the top and the sides are the same size. So I've got it all clipped up, and I've got Tex 90 bonded polyester thread, and in the top and the bottom. And I'm doing this on the Vevor, and I'm going to give it a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to start right about here, and I'm going to hold on to my threads if I can grab them. I'm going to go real slow, going back. Okay, so 1/2 inch, here we go. When you're doing vinyl like this, you want to try not to use a small stitch length, because all it'll do is perforate it, and it'll just rip like a sheet of paper out of a notebook. Alright, so now we can take these two out. And go up here and take these two out, or three. I'm using my new Guggenheim scissors that a friend of mine sent me. Oh, these are so sharp. I got to be careful when I'm using them. But I really appreciate her sending those to me. Okay, so now what we're going to do, this is going to be kind of fun. Let's set these over here, because now we're going to fold these down, and we're going to do a top stitch. So that means that I'm going to choose let me see, if I go this way. Alright, so I'm going to turn inside out. Boy, doesn't that look good. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to top stitch right along here, which is going to fold this down, and I'm going to top stitch along here. Do I want to do that? No. Let's do it this way. So I want to fold it like that, and I'm just going to top stitch about 1/8 of an inch in, and that's really going to close this seam up. And because remember, the idea is to make this a waterproof cover. So I'm going to get that's 1/4, 1/8. I'm going to get my SP18 with this little guide on here, and this is an 1/8 inch size. So I'm going to put that right in there. Okay, I want to keep this out because I want to be able to stick my hand in there. So I'm going to get my fold started. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to clip this all the way down, so I'll be right back. Okay, that was a little easier. So I've got this clipped all the way, and I'm liking it. So I've got my SP18 foot on here, and it's an 1/8 of an inch size. So I'm going to push this up against this little fence, and that'll give me an 1/8 of an inch seam. Y'all want to hear something funny? After I cut all that fabric and I came in here, after I cut all this and I came in here to the sewing room, guess what I saw leaning up against the corner of the wall? A whole roll of 600D nylon Cordura with that rubber backing. So that would have made a great fabric for this cover. So that's what my next one will be. Look at this fly. He wants to come hang out and do some sewing with me. I'm going to name him Edgar. Look at that. Walked right onto my finger. Let me put him back. Edgar is no more. If he hadn't walked right onto my finger, my God. But if I hadn't have smashed him, I would have got him with my little electronic bug zapper fly swatter. And those things are so much fun. Okay, look at that. Doesn't that look good? Man alive. That looks real good. So what that's done is it's taken this, and these are folded together, and they're sewn together, and then these are folded back onto it again, and then sewn again. So, you know, any kind of seam like this is not going to be 100% waterproof, but this is as close as I can get. And we'll just say it's water resistant. Okay, boys and girls, that looks really good. So one of these is a top and one is a side. So now I've got to go through the same thing again on the other so that I have a top and two sides. And then all I got to do is put the back and the front on. How easy is that? Okay, so I went ahead and did the other side last night, and I'm really liking how this is going on. These two seams run right down the side of the machine. I got that perfect. And the bottom is a little long, but my idea was to roll this up an inch or maybe 1.25 inches and do a hem on there, because that's where I want to put a grommet right here. and down there, and then matching ones on the other side, and you can just use a bungee cord around there like I did with the original top. Here's a close-up of this seam. As you can see, it's right there on the corner of the machine, and so is the other side. I'm really pleased with the way that turned out. The sides are a little long, but I don't think that's going to be a problem because I'm going to do the same seam, and that takes up ½ inch, almost an inch of length on these sides. So I think this is going to be pretty decent. Okay, so we've got the top and the sides. Time to put the back on. And you can see here I've gone ahead and found my center marks with a little snip. And I've got it clipped up and we're ready to go. And this is going to be ½ inch seam allowance. So we're going to put that right there, back that up a little bit, and we're going to put that right there. Okie doke, here we go. All right. So that is that. And now we need to go down the sides. So I'm going to carry this back outside into the shop on my table and clip the sides up. Okay, so at this point I've got the front or the back sewn at the top and down the sides. Before I go through doing the trouble of making these the same as this, I just wanted to do a test fit, and that's looking really nice. The back is a little long, so I'm probably going to have to trim that down a little bit. But I like the way that this is doing. So the sides are really long because I'm going to fold this up 1¼ inch to 1½ inches to have a double seam across the bottom, because I want to put rivets in there and I want it to be good and strong. So I like the way this is fitting, and so now I'm going to go ahead and finish these seams like I did this one, where I double it over again, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, there you go. I've done the seam across the top, down the sides. I did have to make this about 1 inch taller on here to account for the handle that's on the machine, but I knew that going into it. But that's a really nice cover. It's a nice fit. It's going to protect my welding machine from the rain and dust and dirt and mostly sunlight, because the UV rays have faded out the top. Something awful. But so all I got to do now is put the grommets in, and it's almost 9 o'clock, so I'm not going to do that tonight, because I think I want to do a separate video about the grommets. Everybody needs to know how to do those big grommets with the kit from Harbor Freight. But I am really pleased with this. I'm not I'm not going to try to hide this from you. When I was sewing this panel on, I put it on backwards. And when I flipped it over, I had the back side on here and the front side on here. And I just broke out in a sweat. But you know, if you make mistakes like that, just get the seam ripper out, rip it out, redo it. I mean, it only takes a couple of minutes. But everybody makes mistakes, and everybody's got a seam ripper. If you don't have a seam ripper, use a razor blade, whichever. But so I think my next top I'm gonna make another one for this, but I'm gonna use that 600D Cordura. It's a polyester, and it's got that PVC coating on the back, which makes it 100% waterproof. And with it being polyester, and the top of it has a coating for the UV, and that's the same as this marine grade vinyl. It th- this is the exact same vinyl that you would use on a car seat, you know, something like that. What makes it marine is on the back, it's got a special coating that resists mold and mildew, and the top surface is treated with the chemical to resist the UV rays so it doesn't fade. And if you're going to do it on an outdoor application, make sure that you use the bonded polyester thread, not the bonded nylon. Nylon's fine for something indoors, or you know, a couch, chair that you're reupholstering, dining room chairs, restaurant chairs, you know, all that kind of stuff, automotive. But if it's going to be outside for any extended period of time, you may want to use the bonded polyester, because it won't fade to white like nylon will. Anyway, let me get some close-up shots for you. There you go. I really like the way this seam turned out. It looks very good. And again, all it is a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then I've taken the outside and folded it over that seam allowance and top stitched it through the other side. And it gives it that cool looking seam. But I am real pleased with this. And then here's where I had to go up an inch to satisfy these handles that are on the front and the back. But you see right here, boom, this seam is right on the edge of that machine. Couldn't be happier. All right, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed watching me make this, and I hope you learned something. Leave a comment down below if you want to see a separate video of me remaking this with the Cordura fabric, because that's probably what I'm going to use to sell to these welders. And it's half the price of this. And with that fabric, I'll be able to do the side, the top, and this side as one piece. So all I have to do is cut it, sew on the front and the back. I'm done, man. So let me know in the comments if you want to see a separate video on that. But leave a comment down below about this cover, please. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And y'all have a great week.